Okay, out here in the greenhouse, I'm going to talk about plug tray sizes. So when seeding my seedlings, I do it in a multiple variety of ways. And the reason that I do it in a multiple variety of ways has to do with space. Because I'm still a small greenhouse and it's not like in the other big greenhouses where I've worked in or owned, that I have a nice, beautiful, big grow room with bedding, I make these tables that are growing tables. They're growing beds that are set up specifically for seedlings and starting seedlings. In my little small operation in pinches and handfuls, I have a grow room upstairs in my home with shelving and grow lights and humidity control and fans and whatnot. I set up a grow room in my house to save on cost. Doing so, saving on the cost, then I have to think about, well, space. Space will be your number one if you're a small greenhouse. Space. Deciding on space. Next is timing. So one of the things I have here, see this? I will do it in an actual flat and start lots of them that way. Seeds I also start in different plug tray sizes. So these ones, that's one size, and these are for more of your small seeds that will stay in there not as long and you'll be transplanting them sooner. There's this size here of a plug tray that also gets used. I actually transplant into them or start some that are just bigger seeds that I know they'll be in there longer and they need more space. These ones are because I'm going to plant a lot more and they're a little bigger than the other size. Kind of have those out of order. Again, space, if I want a larger quantity, they're going to be in this plug tray longer. They take up more space. You're choosing plug tray sizes based on the plant's growth tendencies, length of time they're going to be in the plug trays. If they're cutting variety and they're cuttings that go in there and they need greater depth in the soil, all these different things. And then some of the plug trays, they can be in these for a very long period of time. I transplant a lot of things into those perennials are ones that I keep in there often because they can actually stay in that for a full season. It depends on what you're doing. Really depends on the plant. So you have to start researching different plants, their habits, how they grow, things like that. And then that comes down to researching your seeds that you're growing, what your desire is for it. Understanding plants and then your intention, your space, time frame, zone, all those things will come into play. And it's a lot all at once and it can be a little bit overwhelming. My recommendation is the same thing that somebody had recommended to me, I guess about 20 years ago now when I started practical medicine, was to pick 5 things a year to learn. 5 plants. You could actually even just pick one, to be absolutely honest. There's some people that they make their full living just growing lettuce or basil or tulips, or you can pick one thing and become an absolute expert in it. I went and watched this one lecture with this lady, this historian once for one of my classes. And she had made her whole doctorate all about understanding weaves of fabric and the story that a weave of fabric can tell. There is so much information about each one thing that you can make your whole lifetime just going into that. Myself, because I've been involved in gardening and farming, growing up a farm girl in Alberta, and then working in commercial greenhouses with my aunt and uncle, then other greenhouses, owning my own greenhouse, I have a lifetime of learning them. Don't pressure yourself to know them all at once. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Pick something you're passionate about and just do a couple and build on that. Every year you build on it. You have a whole lifetime to learn. You don't have to squeeze it into a small time frame.